Evening everybody, Rich here, back for part 5 of this RMS Queen Mary tutorial. Today's focus will be the ship's forecastle, which is the white deck on the front of the ship there, and also the first, or at least the first deck of the ship's superstructure, but hopefully we'll try and get 2 decks of the main superstructure done. So that is the focus for today, but to start off with we'll do the forecastle deck, or at least the base of it anyway. So we're going to fly over to our build, and the same as before on the previous sort of 4 videos, you're going to need to label the first, well, from 0 to 15 basically sections, because all the sections are slightly different of the forecastle. So label 0 to 15 and it should be fine. It's not going to take long to do this, and you're going to want to do it on both sides, but like I say, it's not going to take long because it's only 5 high. So that's that. So what we're going to do is go from section 0. And section 0 consists of up 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's that one. I just changed my notes because I haven't got the right bit of paper with me. And then what we do for the next 2 rows, we go up 2, so we go up 2 like that, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the next one, like I say, you go up 2, and then up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's that. And then under section 3, change my notes again. So section 3, we go up 2, so we go up 2 and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from section 4 to section 12, you go up 3 and 3. So we go up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like so. And you do that all the way to section 12. So it's up 3, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 11. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then finally section 12. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's those 12 sections there like that. And then on to section 13. Section 13 to 15 are the same as well. So what you want to go forward 2, 2 and 2, and then up 2 like that. So it's section 13, 14, 15 are the same as that. So it's forward 2, 2, 2 and then up 2. So we do this one, forward 2, 2 and 2, and then up 2 like that. Next one, forward 2, 2 and 2, and then up 2 like that. And there we go. That is the forecastle sort of, well, laid out. And then what we want to do is on the 15th section, so section 15 again, on the back block of the bottom row of 2, so this block here effectively, you just want to build up to the same height as the rest, so build it up to 5 high, so 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, and that is the straight back edge of the forecastle. So that, just measure that there. So what I'm going to do now, quickly go on the inside and fill in the gap. So this shouldn't take long because it's about 1,000,000 times smaller than the rest of the ship. So just go up to about there like that. But yeah, these where it goes from say 6 high or 7 high to 5 high, you can adjust that, but I'll leave that for now. So just build it up to 5 high or 7 high there, and then at the 5 high sections just build up to 5 high, and then we can readjust it later on. It's just didn't explain that very well. I fill in the gaps anyway. And hopefully we should get done this side of Christmas. And nearly there as well, so just carry on. And the last section there, like so, and there we go. That is the forecastle sort of completed on one side at least, and it should look something like that. So that is one side, like I say. Now what we're going to do is go to the back, which is this straight edge here. So we built this up to 5 high, this back edge, and what we're going to do is from this corner here, we're going to build inwards, and we're going to curve sort of backwards. So if you look at it from above, I'm going to curve sort of round that way, but not as sort of that extreme. So from the top block here, we're going to build in 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 rows of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so, it's 4, no 3, 4, 4, 4, curving backwards, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a colour block to mark the centre, and that should be just about right. So that's that there. So what I'm going to do now is just I'm sort of thinking what to do now. I was going to copy and paste it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll copy and paste it to the other side, the other side, just to get it lined up. So like I say, everything you build on the left, you copy to the right, so it's the same on both sides. So I'll copy down to, say, that point there, and I shall stand here, copy, flip and paste. So copy, flip to the right, and then paste. And there we go, that's both sides done, and you can see that lines up in the middle. You got both sides there like that. And what we're going to do now is, from the top line we just built here, so this line of blocks going curving backwards and then round like that, you just want to build that down to the deck level. So you just build it down to deck level down here. It's pretty easy if I just welded it, but I'll do it as quickly as I can freehand, and probably do a copy paste again, because although it's cheating, it is bloody convenient. Although this version of welded it is not as good as the classic Minecraft version, where I could just use auto hotkey to fill everything in. Just basically press the middle mouse button and it did the pasting on other blocks. So that's up to there. So I just fill in the last few sections, wasting as much time as humanly possible. And then this last section here, and there we go, that's the forecastle all lined up, or all lined around, and it should look something like that. So you got this raised deck here. So what we're going to do now is just add the deck basically. So from there, if we go from the back wall, you're going to add the deck from the top line of the white blocks. So go from the top blocks of the white and just add the deck there like so. So I'm going to use the fill tool, so I'll stand on this block here and just use the fill wood by 200 or 300, and there we go, there's the deck filled in. I'll remove that block under there, and there we go, that is the forecastle all sorted, almost. One more job to do is when we add the handrails around the outsides, the white blocks are going to look a bit weird. So what we're going to do is, in the corner of every section, basically you got white blocks here, then you got a corner block where the wood block is. So if we remove the corner block and replace it with white, when I come to add the handrails, which are iron bars, you see, add the handrails, they will sit on a white block rather than sit on a brown block, wood block like that. So it just makes it more cosmetic. That's really all it is, just cosmetic. It's nothing really special. So I'll get rid of the handrails for now. So we're just gonna add the corner blocks. So it just makes it, like I say, just a cosmetic feature. It's nothing really design related, nothing structural anyway. It's not going to fall apart, but it's just a cosmetic thing. And there will be other areas as well on the deck of the ship, but we won't worry about that today. So like I say, just add the white corner blocks and everything should be fine. And there we go, that is the forecastle done. There is more detail to go on it later on, but we'll worry about that another day. Handrails, windlasses, bollards and all things like that. But like I said, we'll worry about that another day. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a quick jump cut while I've got to restart the server, but I've got to do a bit of measuring. And then what we'll do is move on to the next section of the ship. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. Now what we're going to do is work on the next 2 decks of the ship's superstructure, starting with the bottom one, of course. So what we're going to do is go to the back wall of the forecastle deck here, down to the deck below. So the forecastle deck there, back wall here and the centre block here, and on the wood decking you're going to leave a 17 block gap from this point here, so 17 blocks back, that's 15, 16, 17, and then on the 18th block as we start building, so there's a 17 block gap from the back wall to this block here, so 17 blocks in there. Alright, so what we're going to do is build this wall here 5 wide, so that is 2 either side, so remember the centre block is there, everything that's on that side is the same on that side, so I'm going to be working on the left hand side and then I can copy it to the other side. So you've got the 5 wide wall there, and then what you want to build a row of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 rows of 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 back, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then out 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So that's your curve on the front there, like that. So I do the same the other side, may as well get that out of the way so we get the full curve in. So at the centre there, and then we go 4, and then 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the 7 rows of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 back, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 out like that. And there we go. That is our curve done. So it's a bit more of a, well, I'll say it's more of a U. It's curvy enough, that'll do. That's fine. Right. And then what we're going to do is go on the outside edge, and we're going to build a line along the edge of the ship all the way to the outside edge. So just add a line of blocks, overlapping by 1 if you want to, because it's not really going to matter if you leave the blocks there like that. But if you want to, you can add a block there and then overlap like that. But that's what I'll do anyway. But we're going to go all the way now to the very far wide side of the ship, so the very far outside. So try and do that as quick as I can. And once again, I'm overlapping, as you can see, overlap by 1. You don't have to, but it's just my personal preference. And we just go all the way to the outside edge, and I keep doubling the blocks up, which is annoying. But I'm not counting how many you need, but you shouldn't really need to count because, like I say, you're just going to the very outside edge of the ship. And 1 more row to go. Right, so there we go. There's the outside edge. This is the outside edge, of course, the widest part of the ship. And then you just want to add a line along that as well. So we'll go all the way to the back end of that outside edge. All the way down to the back end of it. And there we go. There's the ship starts to curve inwards again. So that's the back end of the outside edge. So I'm just going to read my notes here. So out to the outside edge, and then what you want to do is add the same line to the next 10 sections. So for section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to number 10. So this here's number 1. So this will be section number 1. So a line of blocks there, and then section number 2. And then on to number 3, 4, and then on to section 5, then number 6, and then number 7, number 8, number 9, and then number 10, which is this one here. So we'll do all the way to the end of number 10, like so. And then what you want to do is the first 3 blocks of section number 11. No, the first 2 blocks, sorry. The first 2 blocks of number 11. So that's the first 10. And then the first 2 blocks, which is that one and that one. Or the first 1 block, I think. Which would be that. So that would be section 11. Just add 2 blocks there. I'll double check it on the prototype, so just to make sure. Because we've got these pillars to add, but we'll worry about that first. So I did say 2, but it should be... It's 2 visible ones, so it's 3 if you add the one behind. So I'll add the 3. So I did say 2, but it's 3. So I'll explain when I get there. So yeah, you do the first 10 sections, and then the first 3 blocks. So we'll add another block like that for the first 3 blocks of section 11. So that is that up to there like that. And the ship should look not much different than what it was. But anyway, is we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then what we do, we increase the height of this side wall to 5 blocks high. So that's 2, 3, 4 and 5, and just build the 5 high all the way from front to back basically. So I use welded it, so sit quartz. So I'm just going to move a few things around, so put that there and that there. So white block into there. So like I say, it's to increase the height up to 5 high all the way down the side and around the front as well. So really starting to annoy me now, because welded it really is a pain in the ass to work with. So go all the way down the sides. Because this thing's so big, I'm probably going to have to do a jump cut in a moment. Otherwise I'll be here all day. But anyway, that's the last 10 sections done anyway. That's the back end. So I'm just on the outside edge. And sort of thinking, how far should I go with this? I don't really want to go too far, otherwise I'll be here all day. But I'll do these as quickly as I can. So down to there. I suppose once I get to the corner bit, I can just do it freehand. So bear with me, like I say, it won't take long. But like I said, you want to do the same thing on the other side. Remember, we're working from the centre, so you work on both sides exactly the same. I don't think there is much that is not symmetrical on the real ship. It being Cunard, they want to do everything properly. Okie dokie, nearly at the end. And there we go. That's the sides all done. So they're 5 high now. So you've got 5 high sides like that. And I just do the front round the curve, round to the centre line, and then I can copy it to the other side. So just do this freehand, wasting time, of course. Not intentional, it's just the way this thing is. It's just so bloody vast. I mean, the Mauritania we done last time was tiny compared to this ship. Probably be halfway through it by now. I mean, the Mauritania was 8 parts. This is probably going to be, I don't know, somewhere in the range of more than 10. I'd say 12 at least. But we'll wait and see. I'll probably get quite a bit done. You know, in the space of that time. I mean, we're getting 2 decks done today. And we're nearly at the centre, very nearly there. And there we go, there's the front wall. Right, so that's the front wall. I'll add a colour block for the centre, so there we go, that marks the centre line. And the one side should look something like that. So we've got all the side walls done. So I'll do a copy paste later on when we do the other side. But first I'm going to go down and start the next thing, because we've got to add some inside walls, which are also a lot of fun to build. And I'm just going to readjust my notepad because it slipped away and I couldn't read what I was meant to be doing. But we'll go down to the end now of the section here. And what we're going to do is from this wall here, the end of the wall, this row of 3, we're going to go inside and we're going to build in 6. So on the inside here at the back end we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. And then we want to build back 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2, 1, 2, like that. And then what we do is build in 10, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus a colour block to mark the centre line, so that should be the centre in theory. And then what we do, we increase these walls we just built to 4 high, because the deck will sit on top of these walls. So we'll increase these to 4 high. So as you can see, they're 1 block lower than the outside, so like I say, increase them all to 4 high. And then we can use World Edit again to cheat a little bit. Cheating's always fun, especially when you gain something out of it. Don't do that. And then we add this row of 2, and then we just build across the row of 10 plus the 1 coloured block, like so. And there we go, there's those walls added there. So you do the same thing on the other side, and it should line up with that centre block there, and the same on the centre block at the front end. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to quick copy paste. So I'm going to copy from all the way out here, because the ship is such a funny shape. So I'll copy from there. Like I say, the ship's a funny shape, because usually when they're straight you don't have to worry about the curve, but you know, it's a pain in the ass. But I'm going to do a quick copy paste, and then we can move on to doing the pillars. We'll just do what we can to get that out of the way, and things should be all fine. So I'll just copy down to the centre block there, centre block there. So just double check. Yep, so I shall stand on this centre block. We'll do our copy, flip to the right, and then paste. And I don't know if that worked or not, because there's a section missing in the middle. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, I've screwed up. It's fine, but the outside didn't copy, so I shall do a jump cut. Back in a moment. Okay, back again. Disaster averted. I've copied and corrected my issue that I had. It wasn't a mistake, it's just I didn't copy it properly, but anyway. We've got both sides done now, and the ship should look something like this. A bit weird, but you know, it's taking shape. Anyway, we're going to fly down now to the back end of the white section we just built, and we're going to add some pillars and some other bits. So we'll just fly down to the back end there. So working on the left hand side again, so left hand side of the ship at the back end, just above the propellers, we're going to add a line of blocks. So we'll go to where the white section drops. So where it goes in 6 blocks there, we're going to add a line of blocks from here, and we're going to add a single line, which is well, a single height line. So it's going to be 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So should have a couple of blocks sticking out the back there like that. So you got, so it was 10, 8, 9, 8, 5 like that. And then what we want to do, the last hang on. So the last 5 blocks plus the one here, you want to increase to 5 high. So this row of 5, build it to 5 high. So that's 2 high, 3 high, 4 high, and then 5 high like that. And then the last block of this 8, you add that to 5 high as well. So that is that section there. Can't really see it very well. And then in between that space, you just want to add pillars, of which there are 7. So there should be 7 pillars. With a 3 block gap between them. So we'll go to the first section here, so end section there, we leave a 3 block gap and then add a pillar which is 2 blocks high, 3 block gap, pillar, 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 3 block gap, pillar. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pillars. So that's fine. And then we add a corner block there, and then a corner block there to create the curve, and then you just add a line of blocks, or a line of blocks 2 blocks high across the top of the pillars, tracing the bottom line underneath. So we'll build along the tops there, and then, like I said, just trace the bottom line up, the same line below. So whether the blocks curve in, like say there, do the same on the top, and the same there, and then across the top of the last pillars, and there we go. And then double that in height, make it 2 blocks high across the top. Like so. And there we go, there's our pillars. And our inside walls, you can see in the background there. For the inside walls, you can start adding doors and windows to these things, you know, access points and doors and windows. Normally, if you're familiar with what I do, I normally add windows, which are 2 blocks high, say 5 windows. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 5 windows, and then doorways, and then another 5 windows, and you get the idea. It's not rocket science, but that's my usual design. It's not accurate, but it's what I normally do. So 5 windows, doors, 5 windows. I'll do the next set of windows, may as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if you've got space, add a door, and then the last few windows. So like I say, it's not accurate to the real thing, but it's just my normal fail ship design. So doorway there as well. So there we go, that is that little area done there. Now at the end of the pillars, at the last pillars there, and you got this last section here, which is 5 high, we're going to want to build inwards. Trying to work out how to do this. So we're going to do on the top here, we're going to add, how did I do this actually? I'm trying to work it out. So top line, yeah, so on the top line here, we're going to add 2 blocks. Top line, add 2 blocks back like that, and then we add 5 in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a single block to mark the centre, and it should all line up like that. So that is the overhang of the stern, in theory, and it should look like that. So once again, with the pillars and the windows, I'll do a copy paste, and I'll do it properly this time. So I'll copy from here down to the centre point there, and what I'll do, I'll go up here, and we'll do our usual copy, flip, paste, and there we go, that's both sides done, and it should all look something like that. So that is that section all done. And just double check to make sure the pillars are in the right place, or the pillars are fine, it's just the this section here. Oh, it was 2 blocks back, and then yeah, that's fine. That's just what confused me. So it was 2 blocks back, so that's fine. And the ship should look something like that. So next job we want to do is add the deck itself. Now the deck will sit along the top line of the white, so it'll be above the windows, or above the pillars anyway. So I'll add the deck here along this top line, and you want to build it all the way forward to the curved wall at the front, and the deck, when you add it, will sit on top of these inside walls here. So we'll add the deck. I'll add the first few sections of it anyway, and it should be fine. So that's the first few blocks of the deck done, and you just want to build that all the way forward till it reaches the front wall of this section. So let's just stand here, use the fill wood by 300. It won't be that much, well, it will be more than that actually, but we'll add the 300 anyway, and it'll take a while, but I assure you it will get there. So this may take a while. There we go, that's the first section of the deck. So there we go, that's the deck added. As you can see, it goes in that area there, and it's above the inside walls there like that. And I'll just fly down to the front end and fill in the rest of the deck, because you can see it's not quite completed all the way down there. It's such a long way away this ship is, or each end is. I mean, it takes a long old hike to get from one end to the other. So I'll go to the front end of this curved wall and add the deck again. So I shall stand on this white block here and add the deck in this area. And in theory, it shouldn't take too long. Oh, there we go. Right, there we are. There's the deck added, and I'll get rid of that white block under there. And as you can see, the deck is up to that front curved wall, and it is along the top line of the white blocks. It's level there, so that's fine. And that's the first section of our superstructure done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a jump cut while I write down the details for the next section. and then we'll move on to that. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. Now what we're going to do is move on to the next deck of the superstructure. So we're going to fly down to the front wall of the the front curved wall down there, and on the wood blocks, which is these ones here. So from the first block of the wood here, you're going to count back to the 27th. So 27 wood blocks back. So count back. That's 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and so on the 28th block we start building. So basically it's a 27 block gap on the wood. Start building on the 28th. So there we go. So what we're going to do is build a wall which is 21 wide. So what's that? That's 10 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that way. And I'll change this one to red so I can see it's the centre. And then 10 the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I measure it to make sure it's 21. So make sure it's 21 blocks wide. It is, so that's fine. So it's 21 wide. And then for the sides we want 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back like that. And then 2, like so. And then what we do, we go out 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 again. 1, 2, 3. 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And then 4 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2 back, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And that is how that should look. So I just copy that to the other side, so you get the curve looking alright, in theory. So we do copy, flip, paste. And that is both sides done. So you get the curve that should look something like that. And that 21 wide part does look quite a bit too wide, but it's how it is on the prototype, so I'm not going to complain. So that's how that should look. And what we want to do is increase the height of these walls we just built to 5 high. So I'll start at the back here. Just build it 5 high. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I shall build it 5 high round to the centre, and then I'll copy it again. So I should copy from that point. So I should do it freehand, and I've got hiccups now, which really doesn't help. So go all the way out to this, all the way back to the centre. So that is up to there. Now just go up to the centre line, and I'll just copy when I get it done. Right, there we go, that's that done. So that should look something like that with all the walls increased in height. So that's one side. So I should do the usual copy paste again. So we go copy, flip, paste. And there we go, that's both sides done, and it should look something like that. So I'm just going to pop over to the prototype, and I want to have a quick look, because it does look weirder than it is on the prototype. I don't know, maybe it's because it's covered up, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no worries. It just looked more weird than it needed to be, but no big worry. Alright, so what we're going to do now, go back to the left hand side, and we're going to start with the side part of the ship, or the side sections of it. And what we're going to do is from the back end of the wall we just built here, which is 4, we're going to build another line of blocks along the side, and it's going to be 3 high. So I'm just going to work out what to do. We're going to go out to the outside edge as before, like the row below, and then 4 sections. Hang on, and then 4 sections after. So what we're going to do, I'll build a single line first, and then I'll increase it to 4 high, because it's going to be 1 block lower than this section here. So we make it 4 blocks high. It will be 1 block lower than the front wall. So as you can see there, so the front section we just built is 5 high, and then the sections along the side from this point here will be 4 high. So what I'll do out to the outside edge as before, and then we'll move on from there. So it's very similar to as before, but we're not going as far back this time, so hopefully things will be a bit more simpler. That's the theory. So where are we? Outside? No, not quite the outside edge. Right, so now we're on the outside edge. So I build all the way along to the back end of the outside, the very outside edge. Right, there we are. So there's the very back end of the outside edge, and then what we want to do is go to the next 4 sections where it curves back in again. So this is section 1. If I get it right. So this is section 1. And then section 2. And section 3. And then section 4. So I'll go all the way along section 4. And then what we want to do is build on the first 9 blocks of section 5. So this is section 5. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add the 9 blocks on section 5. Sorry. So there we go. That's 9 blocks added there. And I'll just double check it on the prototype whether it's 10 or 9 or 8. Just want to make sure it is right. So section 1, 2, 3, 4, and on section 5 is here. And I just measure it to make sure. So that's 9. So I make it 10 because I've got 1 block behind. Remember, so it should be 10. It's 9 visible. The 10th one is behind. So I'll extend it by 1 block, and it should all be fine. So we'll go back again. It's 9 long at the moment, so we'll go 10 like that. So like I say, it's 9 visible, and you've got the 10th block which is hidden behind the other block. So that's that there. So that's that all done. So what you want to do now is the walls, or the line we just built along the side here, we'll increase that to 4 blocks high, and we'll do that all the way along the side back towards the front end. So that's that section there, increased to 4 high. I'll do the next one and use welded it. It won't take as long as last time because last time was me trying to work out what I'm doing. So bear with me when I sort this out. Down the side and onto the, oh hang on, wrong bit. Removed instead of placing. Right, so there we are. Now we're down to the outside edge, and then we can curve back in again. Right, there we are, and then we go on the inside. And curve back towards the front end. Need some help when that happens. Right, then we go down to there, and then the next section, and then one after that. So we will be nearly done. To there. Oh, damn it. And the last section to there. Right, there we go. Done. Alright, so that's those sections all done. They are increased in height to 4 blocks high along the side. And if you look on the prototype, there are windows on the sides there, but we'll add them later on. They're not important at the moment. We're just getting the main structure done. So that's the sides, and I could copy it to the other side, but I won't just yet because I want to get these windows out of the way. So what we're going to do now is add some windows along the side. So the windows are going to be split into groups, and what we're going to do first, not add the windows, but from the end of the 4 high wall, we're going to add a single line along the bottom of the or along the top of the white, sorry. Add a single line all the way to the end of the deck. So before we add the windows, that is. So go all the way along the side. Up to there. There we go. That's the wall added along the side there. So that is that little job done. And then we can add the windows. So we're going to go back to where the wall changes in height, so back to the 4 high section here, and what we're going to do is add 8 windows which are 2 blocks high and have a single block between them. So I'll add 1 window, 2 window, 3 window, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got 8 windows like that, which are 2 blocks high. On the prototype I used clear glass. As you can see, I've used clear glass here, but you can use dark glass if you want to. Black stained glass, which I think is actually a better look, but I'll leave that for the smaller details. But anyway, I'll add the pillars in between the windows. So pillars between the 8 windows. You've got the 8 windows there like that. And at the end of the 8 windows you want to add 4 white blocks, like so, 4, and then double it in height, like so. And then we add another set of windows. We're going to add 3 windows, so we go 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows, and then add the pillars in between. So 3 windows, and then another 4 gaps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in white. And then we want to add 4 windows, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 windows like that, and then the pillars in between. So 4 windows like that, and at the end you want a 5 gap, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 white block gap like that. And then after that we want 10 windows, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10 windows like that, and then we just fill in the gaps. So fill in the gaps between the windows. So you 10 windows like that, and at the end of those 10 you want to add 2 blocks there, and then another. So it's basically a 2 block gap. So from the side is a 2 block gap, but it's on a corner as well, which doesn't help. So a sort of an L shape there, like so. So if it's not on an L shape, then it may be out by a couple, but not a big issue. But a 2 block gap anyway. And then we want to add 12 windows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you get 12 windows like that, and then the pillars between. And at the end you want to add a 2 gap like that, so 2 blocks like so. And I think that's how it should be. I'm just going to go check the prototype because I don't want to screw this up. I'll fly over anyway. So we've got the last 2 windows there, and yeah, it's a 2 block gap, so that's fine. So we don't need to worry after that. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're not going to worry too much about the rest of it. Actually, I'll just fly back a second. And I think what we do then, we add a line of blocks across the top of the window. So I just wanted to make sure of that. So once you've got the windows all in place, we just add a line of blocks across the top of all the windows. Down the side. Just a single line, because this will be covered up by the overhang, because there's an overhang with the upper section. So just go all the way along on the side like that. So there we go, got all the windows covered up, and they should look something like that. Now for the gaps in between the windows, you've got a 4 gap here, which is a 4 block panel here. The bottom 2 blocks of that 4 panel we remove, and then remove the 2 blocks there down to deck level, and we replace with an iron door. So put a iron door there and there, so we've got 2 doors there, and the same with the next one along. You've got a 2 gap here, remove 4 blocks, put 2 doors in, and then for the 5 gap, which is a bit further along, we remove 2 blocks there and 2 blocks there, and not that one, and we put a door each in there. So you've got 3 sets of doors, and it should look something like that. So that is that little jobby done there. Not looking too bad. So what we want to do now is to build the build the inner walls, and what we're going to do is go from the first set of windows, which are on the side here, on the inside, and we've got the first window there, and we're going to go 1 block forward or 2 blocks forward, sorry, so this point here, so you've got a window, a block gap, and then we start building here. So from this point here, we're going to build in 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, so it's 5 in, and then for the side walls of these inside walls we want to build 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 1, 2 like that. And it should look something like that, and then you build inwards 13. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then add a coloured block to mark the centre. So that's the inside walls, and then we increase them to 4 blocks high, so 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then I use welded it again just to make them all 4 blocks high. And it's another one of those mundane jobs. And as before, like on the deck below, you can start adding the doors or windows to them, and it will look fine when it's all done. So I just do this as quick as I can. Down to the front. Damn it. Hate welded it. I really do. Right, down to there. And down to that corner. And then the last section across. Like so. And that is the same height as the outside walls, but that's not a worry because we've got to add the overhang to the side, but that's not a worry at the moment. But there's the sides and the inside walls there, like so, and they should line up together in the middle, but we won't worry too much at the moment. So that's that. I'm trying to think what to do now, so bear with me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the building of that section. So what I'm going to do now is to add the overhang, which overhangs the side of the ship by 1 block. So we'll go all the way towards the front end, and the overhang is going to overhang the side of the ship by 1 block, making it 1 block wider, and the overhang is going to be 2 blocks high as well. So, or is it 1 block high? Well, it's going to be 2 blocks high eventually. So what we do, we go to the end of, well, go to the front end. So we've got the side part here, which is 5 blocks high. You got this last row of 4. We go from that block there and 1 block below it, and trying to think actually. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. So it's the 1 block out, and then 1 block below. So that would be the overhang, and then I go from the bottom block. We build along the side of the ship. So basically, just trace the outside edge all the way along the side. So just remember, you don't overhang the side. You don't build them like that. So you got a curve like that. You just build them so you go into the side like that, and then you come out the side. It's not very well explained, but if you've got the corners like that, that's fine. You don't want your corners like that. You want them like that. Right. So that is that. So I just build all the way along the side to the back end, to the end of the windows. So once again, freehand is, although not always the best, it's more probably more thorough. Just build all the way along the side. Right, we're on the outside edge, so I just build this bit as quick as I can. Up to the that bit there, and then we just build it along the side again, tracing it. So it basically just doubles the wall, the thickness of the wall, so it's 2 blocks thick. But that's not an issue because the deck will sit on top of that. Onto the side again, and when you get to the end, we'll add an extra 2 blocks overhanging. So we'll just go all the way down to back end first. So along the top of the windows, get the windows underneath like that. And just build all the way along the side. Without any doubles ups. Right, there we go, they're at the end, and then what you want to do when you get to the end is just add 2 more blocks, 1, 2 like that, to overhang. I think that's how it's meant to look. I just double check it because I've not written it down very well, but I double check nonetheless. And I think that's fine. I can't quite remember. So it's window plus 2 blocks at the end, overhang by 1 on that one, but by 2 on this one. I double check it. I think it should be overhang by 1. So yeah, overhang it by 1, not 2. So overhang by 1. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't overhang by. I didn't read it properly. So it's overhang by 1 block like that. So you got it sticks at the end like that, and then what you want to do is just double that in height. So we'll build along the top line now. Just one line. You don't need to double it up. So just one line all the way along the top of what we just built. And then when we come to add the deck will sit in this groove here. So that's where the deck will go. But we'll worry about that in a minute. So just get this top line added. Gone too far. So that's the outside edge, just got to go and curve back towards the front. Very mundane job, I tell you, but with the world at it, it makes life a bit easier. But are we nearly there? Very nearly, so just carry on building this corner. Well, not corner, but the curve. Or around the curve. And I think, yep, over there. So there we go, that is that little section done. So there we go, there's the overhang started or completed at the moment, because there will be more added to it, but there will be the long line of windows along the side there, but we'll worry about that next time. But that's the overhang done, and like I said, when you add the deck will sit in this groove along the side there, so it's quite neat how it's done. And you've still got the 4 gap between this deck and the next one above, so like I said, it is quite neat when it's done, and it don't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy from the middle down here and copy, flip and paste to the other side. Saves about 1,000,000 hours of work, and yeah, it should all be fine. So I'll just fly down to the back end, and hopefully I'll do it right this time, but no guarantees. So I'll go down to here and I shall build out about 1,000 blocks and then copy to that point, because that's where I fucked up last time. Apologies for the swearing, you may need a bleep there. Up to there. So, and then I'll copy. And I shall find the centre block, which is here. Stand on that. And then we should go copy, flip to the right, and then paste. In theory this should work. And I believe it has. That does look fine, so I just double check down the side, make sure that's alright. And yep, everything's lined up fine, so that is all okay. The only thing I didn't copy was this extra wall along the side, so I just replaced that. So I put these blocks back along the side, which is something I didn't do, never mind. That was overhang. Was it overhang? No, it wasn't. It's just a straight wall, so all the way down to the end. There we go, that's that little section done. So there we go, we've got both sides done now, and it should look something like that. And there's one more job to do, which I've not written down, which is to join two sides together, which is not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is go back down to the back wall now. So you've got the overhang on the sides. There's overhang of 2 blocks here like that. So basically from there, you just want to build across the back to join the other 2 on the side there to create a back wall. So we'll go from the bottom, build all the way across the back to join the other side, like so, and then across the top, and that would create a groove for the deck as well. Down to the side there like that, and there we go. That is that sort of section all cordoned off. And when you come down the deck, like I say, the deck will sit in this groove here all along the side, and it sits along the top line of the blocks along the back here, and it sits on top of the inner walls as well. So it's quite nicely how it's done, quite neat how it's done, and it should all look quite neat. So that's both sides done of the superstructure. It don't look too bad. So all I need to do now is just add the deck, and I think we shall call it a day there. So we'll drop down to here, stand on this little ledge, and we'll fill with wood by 300, and we'll see how far and how long this takes. So it should be too bad. It's not as big as the deck below, but it's still a massive ship. I'm going to put my notepad away now because I no longer need that. Oh, there we go. That's the deck added, and it's still adding in the corner up there. There we go. That's a little bit done, and I shall fly forward and make sure it's all clipping in. And I think that's gone all the way forward. That's fine, and it should look quite neat. So there we go. We've got that stupid shadow bug again. So that's permanent, I'm afraid. But we've got the deck added, and that is 2 decks of the superstructure done. And like I said, there will be windows added to it later on, but that's not a worry at the moment. But that is what we've done today. So the ship is definitely taking shape, and it don't look too bad. So that's that for today. That's part 5 done. So for part 6, we'll work on the next section. So you can see here on the prototype, we've got the overhang here, which we just built, and then we've got to add windows along the sides, and that would create the support for the next deck above that. And it won't look too bad. So that sort of gives the ship a bit more identity. That is sort of, it's not unique to Queen Mary, but you know, it does give the ship a bit more identity. I mean, it does look quite bland over there at the moment, but it will look better. And also there'll be inside walls as well, so you've got windows and doors on the inside for those walls there, and it don't look too bad. So that'll be for the next part, and maybe some more superstructure as well, but we'll wait and see on that. And things are taking shape. So that's that for part 5. And part 6 I've just covered what we're going to do, and we'll leave it at that. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing, and I shall return in part 6. So bye for now.